Hi, this is PP Samuel Tarley. Welcome to FFA, and in this video I'm going to show you how to navigate through FFA. So the first thing you want to do is to log in and then go into the lobby. Lobby will load, and sometimes the harbor crew have messages for us for special tournaments, and this just happens to be one of them. And then you have your friends list. Typically your friends list will start looking like this once you start adding people, but I have it set to show only the people that are online. It makes it easier to read. And to add people to your list, over here on the right side is everybody that's in the lobby, and just find the persons you want to add. So we'll pick Delightful here. If you left click and highlighter and then right click and say add friend, and down here in the chat box it puts this little blurb in, you just hit enter and then they'll be added. And then also in the options is your chat options. This is where you get if you see in the lobby, there's people with purple text and pink text and blue and red. This is where you do that. So feel free to play with this. Under status, you want to try to be online at all times so people can contact you for tournaments or just to talk to you privately. Next you have the busy, which puts a red stop sign icon next to your name, and you can talk to people when you're busy if you so desire. However, when you're under do not disturb, you get a black stop sign and no one can contact you, and I cannot contact them. You'll get this message. Same with the offline mode, and if you saw I was in offline mode when I got here, that also removes me from the friends list. But over in the lobby up here you can see that it put a gray stop sign next to my name, so try to stay online as much as possible. So here in the room we have 75 tables, 3 of which are off limits. Table 1 and table 75 are used for tournaments, and as you can see, if you scroll your cursor or your mouse over top of a game that has started, you'll see what's going on at the table. So if we, instead of using table 1 to show that because they're not really playing, it's a tournament game, if we scroll over here to table 5, you can see that they're playing regular reverse crawl, and they're currently on hand 2, and you can see who's playing and what the scores are. But back to table 1 and table 75, they are for tournaments. They're the host table, and we'll get into more into tournaments here in a few minutes. And table 2 is used to do the pals for tournaments. So if you're wanting to join a tournament and you cannot find a teammate to join you, you come into the lobby and ask for a pal. And let's say that let's grab Gag Silly Kitty here. I'll highlight her so you can see her. Say she decides that yeah, she'll be my pal for the tournament. So her and I go to table 2 and ask the pal changer, please move Gag Silly Kitty over to PP for the tournament, and the pal changer will do their magic and temporarily move her to the PP team so they can join. So that's how that works. So now we can get on to just a regular, let's go ahead and do a regular game first. So say you and one of your teammates want to just have a regular game. On all you got to do is pick one of these 72 tables, and the top left seat on any table has the controls to how to set the game up on the table. So you know that. So once you have a table and you and your partner sit down, you'll want to advertise. So if we take GOF Morgana here is advertising. Here she is here. And she kind of messed up, so let's take this third one. This is usually how it goes. She says FFA, so any advertisement for a game, you want to put FFA first. And then after that, you want to put the rest of the stuff. So they're at table 28, and they want to have a regular, no double nils. So that's how you advertise for a game. So once everybody comes to the table, everybody clicks the start button, and the game will start with the spades game option box. And this is where you go set it up. So Morgana wanted to play a regular game, so this is defaulted to regular. So all you'd have to do is hit OK, and the game would start. However, we play a lot of different spades variants in here. So the bid format, there's a bunch of different bid formats. It's not all of them, but it is most of them, or at least the most common ones that they play in here. So here's suicide. Most everybody knows what suicide is. So if you want to play a suicide, you'd set it to suicide. And then you have a play format. This tells how the cards are played, how you play your cards during the game. So as you saw at table 5, they were playing crawl, which makes you play the lowest card in your suits at all time. So you can play with those. The winning score and the losing score usually don't change, but you can. The bag count the same. You usually don't mess with that. Hand limit for tournaments and even some regular games, they'll have hand limits, but in the tournaments, they're usually either 6 hands or 8 hands. But you can also manually put in a number. So there is a tournament called 7 Deadly Sins, and that is 7 hands. So you just type in 7, and then hit OK, and the game will start. And you go on and you play your game. Now when the game is over, nobody leave the table when the game is over. The loser of this game, say it was me and my partner, one of us has to report the loss of that game. So to do that, you go back into the lobby, and up here at the menu bar there's lobby links, and in lobby links is the third one down is report a loss. So if you click that, it'll take you to a page that asks you what your team name is, whether it be PP or FM or Rocks or whatever. So we're PP. And what is your opponent's team name? And we'll pick FM for this demonstration. And we'll click select players, and then the next screen it gives you PP on the left and FM on the right, and you just find the players that were sitting at the table. So we'll take Bazinga for me and myself. We've got to scroll down. These are alphabetical. And then for FM we will choose Dimple Darling and Me Do. And then just make sure your ladder name and your password is typed in here, and hit submit. Now if there's a PAL, if say Dimple couldn't get another FM to play and someone else from another team said, hey, I'll play, you just hit FM PAL. And the same for PP. All teams have a PAL section selector. And then the only thing different that you do is in this optional box here, you type in their name, and then you hit submit. And then on the next screen, it will say PP challenged FM and was defeated. And then what you can do one of a few different things. You can copy that sentence that I just said and paste it into the chat here. That'll tell everybody that it's been posted, and then you guys can go on your way. Or you can say posted, however you want to do it, as long as you say that it's done. Now, to go double check to make sure that it's been posted and posted properly, because there are times that people mess up. If you go to this page, the page that you log into the lobby with, over here on the left is leagues and tournaments. If you click that, you get a drop down, and down here, right here, it says FFA teams and singles. If you click that, it takes you to the FFA homepage, and if you scroll down to right here, it says team rosters, and then you have this little drop down menu of every team that's here. So we are PP, and if you hit go, it'll take you to the roster page for PP. So to just keep on scrolling through the whole roster, and then down here at the bottom it shows the last 10 games that are played. So your game should be, if not the very top, the second one. And for some reason my browser likes to block this stuff, but if you highlight everything, you can see the results. Also on this page, if you keep scrolling down just a little bit further, there's the tournament calendar. And if you put your cursor inside this black tournament calendar box, you can actually scroll through it and see what the tournaments are. So you can do it this way to get to the tournaments. If you don't want to do it this way, you can do it in the lobby as well through lobby links. Everything you need to know, basically everything you need to do, is in lobby links. So here's the very second one. Here is the TC calendar. So if we click that, it'll take us to the tournament calendar. So here are the tournaments for the day, and let's say we want to do the 6 o'clock. You click on it, and it brings you to the tournament page. And some of these have music, and if the music bothers you or startles you like it does me, because it's usually the last thing that loads as I'm trying to read what the tournament is, on Google Chrome, and I'm pretty sure Firefox, and I don't know if Internet Explorer does it, but if you right click on the tab that you're looking at, you can mute the tab, so it'll mute the music. Some of the ones that have music do have buttons to mute the music, but some of them do not. So here's the tournament. It's Thriz, and it tells you what Thriz is. You bid 3, your spades, or you go nil, and they tell you the hand limit, 8 hands, all rounds, and then there's no double nils, and then the table setting is Thriz. So when you do a tournament, they'll tell you the table setting, and then if there's a play setting, that second drop-down box that I showed you earlier, they'll say that too. So if you're interested in this tournament, the first thing that I do is check the teams and check-ins box to see if I have any teammates that have already created a team. It's still a couple hours for this tournament to start, so there are no teams here. But if we were to create one, we'd hit register, and we'll start a team. Make sure your player name and your password is put in there. Agree to the rules and say register. And it'll say your name and your team has been registered. So if we go back to teams and check-ins, you'll see that here I am waiting for someone to join me. Now, as long as this little box over here in the corner is checked every 10 to 15 seconds. It updates itself. So as teams sign in, register for the tournament, they'll show up. So if we go back to register real quick, this is how you can also withdraw, and it's just as easy. You just read the rules and then hit withdraw, and it'll ask you, are you sure? And you say yes, and it says you have been removed, and we can go back to teams and check-ins and see that we're gone. And it's the same thing to join a team, except you click join team, and in this drop down menu there'll be all the teams that need a partner. So you find your team and you select it and then read the rules and then hit register, and it should put you on that team. So there's that part of tournaments. Now once you're signed in, I typically leave this window open until it hits tournament time. This tournament starts at 6 o'clock. So at 6 o'clock the tournament director will close registration and refresh this page, and there will be a standings button in between register and teams check-in. Once that standings button shows up, then I switch to standings to see where we stand and who we play. So let me go ahead and show you that. So if we go here to the 1 o'clock that we had earlier today, and here we see this page has music, so I'm going to go ahead and mute it. Whoops, I actually hit the wrong button there. I'm sorry. Let's do that again. Mute tab. There, I hit the wrong one. And you can see it did actually have buttons here to mute them, but I prefer the mute tab. So as with the other 6 o'clock tournament, here's what the 1 o'clock was. It was mirrors. You must bid all your spades in your hand. If you have no spades, you must nil. There's no double nils. All hands are 6 hands until you hit the final game, which is 8 hands, and the table setting will be mirrors. And then if we scroll down, you can see here's the standings button. So if we click that to see the standings, here are the standings. So what you do is you find your team and see who you play. Now with each pair of brackets, whether it's in this round or the second round or third round or even the finals, the top bracket always picks the table and the seat color, because there's red and blue that you sit at. Well, typically they'll pick their seat first, and then you take whatever's left over. And also, if you scroll your mouse over these eyes, you see who's on that team. So RB, Dubai 66, and Jerry were on Risky Business, and they had a bye, so they moved on to the next round. Here, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you some stuff here. So if we go back into the lobby, hopefully they still have the tournament going. So there's a tournament going here at 1. When you join a tournament, once table 1 is open, always sit on the person that's sitting at the seat, not one of these robots, because if you do that, you won't be able to join the team or the table that you need to go to play in the tournament. So click on the person that's sitting here. In this case, it's Seawind. So if we sit on Seawind, and the next thing they usually tell you when you join table 1 or 75, depending on where the tournament's being held, you want to hide the game, so all you see is the text and who's at the table. So when the tournament starts, and as long as you're still in the tournament, stay here at table 1, because a Seawind will, one of the first things Seawind will do before the tournament starts is rerun the rules that was on the tournament page, and then she'll say the tournament will start at 1 o'clock or 3. I think this is for the 3 o'clock actually. So she'll say the tournament will start at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, they do a real good job here at starting on time. So at 3 o'clock, she'll say, okay, the standings are up. And then you'll start posting where you sit. So as you can see here, the very first person, 00, says table 65 for GOF4. So whoever is on GOF4, team GOF4 needs to go to table 65 to go to their next game. And then whoever wins that game reports back to table 1. So you can see here GOF4 was declared the winner. This is what the tournament director does once you report it. So, and you report your win like this. She's saying that GOF4 was declared the winner, so that means that they won. So you'll say GOF4, and only the winner does this. So if you're, if you're the loser doesn't report. So GOF4 over, let's say they were playing against me, so over PP, and then you tell them what round you're in to make it easier for them to find you on this list, on this set of brackets. So you'd say I'm going to get back in there to table or round, let's say round 2, and you say that, and then a few minutes later she'll say something like that. GF4 is declared the winner, congratulations. She'll give you roughly what time it was posted, and then they either go straight on to their next game or wait for their opponents to finish their game. And it keeps going until there's one winner. Under Lobby Links also is a games list, the very last one here in the list. This gives you a list of all the alternate types of spades that we play in here. So if you'd like to go through and read them and read what they're about, feel free to do that. And I do encourage you to try these variants. Some of them are very fun. Good luck, happy spading. Welcome to FFA.